Hi, kindergarten. For this math lesson this week, we're really going to cement our knowledge of teen numbers. We are very good at numbers 0 all the way through 10. And those numbers up to 9 are all ones place, right? They only use one numeral. For example, the number 2, right? Or the number 8, right? They fit on our hands, right? We don't have to go above the number of fingers. And when we get bigger than that in our numbers, it's harder to count them, and sometimes it's harder to imagine that number. So we're going to really focus on the fact that a teen number is made up of 10 and. So 10 and another number that we're really familiar with. So today we're going to use our number bond template. And I sent you the number bond on our Google Classroom, but you can also just draw it at home. Okay, remember you have your whole, and then 2 lines come out of your whole, and each of these circles represents a part of that whole. So we have part, part, whole. And remember, these 2 parts go together to make the whole. So there's no line in between them. Okay, they're not related to each other, they just relate back to the whole. So if you break up the whole into parts, you have 1 part here and 1 part here. Now, I want to write on my number bond today, and so I have what's called a sheet protector, and a lot of you might have one of these at home, so you could use that, or you could just draw your number bond on a whiteboard, and then you could draw on it and erase the numbers like we did at school, okay? So I put it in my sheet protector, so now I can write on it with my pens, with my Expo pens if I need to. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to look at some teen numbers, and we're going to show them in our number bond. So the first number I'm going to do is 12, which doesn't sound like a teen number because it doesn't say to teen. It has a special name. It's called 12, but it still is a 10 and teen number. Now notice as I'm making the number, I'm doing it in an organized way so that I can look at it and I can see that it has 12. And I don't have to recount all the way from 0 all the way up to 12 every time I count if I make it in an organized way. So there we go. I have 5 and 5 in the shape of a 10 frame. So how many is that? Yeah, if it fills up a 10 frame, it's 10. So I have 10 and 2 more makes 12. All right, I got my 12 in my hole. Now, what are the parts of 12 that we can see? Yeah, and I want you to focus on, remember, the 10 and, because you could break 12 up in lots of different ways into 2 parts. But today we're focusing on 10 and. So I'm going to recreate 10 down here. So again, I'm going to do that in that organized way. So it looks like a 10 frame so I can really see it. Until I need 1 more to make my 10 frame. There it is. All right, so I got 12 is 10 and... the other part I need? Yeah, these 2 guys right here. I need 2. Good, let's say it the say 10 way. 12 is 10, 2. 10, 2 is 12. What's another number we could do? Yeah, this time let's do 15. Okay, 15. Do you hear the teen now? 13, 14, 15. So I still got my 10, and then I have 5 more. So 10 is 1 part. Is this right? Nope, I gotta change it. 15, so that's 5 and 10. All right, here's 5. Okay, 15 is 10 and 5. Let's say it the say 10 way. 10, 5 is 15. 15 is 10, 5. Awesome. Good job, friends. All right, I'm going to put this away for a moment. Whoop. And I'm going to show you what you're going to work on today. So I've included some worksheets that you can do. One of them is going to have lots of problems like this on it. And what you need to do is use what we just did with our number bond template, and you're going to solve these equations to go with it. So let me go back to our number bond. Whoop, it's all messed up now. So I'm going to go back to the 12 one that we had. So we had 10 and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's the 10 and the 2. And then up here, 10 and 2 makes 12. So I got to show that. I got 4 and 4. That's not 10. 5 and 5 make 10. There we go. All right. So if I were to make an equation with this, I could say what we said before, right? Now there's two ways I could write it. I can do an addition sentence, or I could do a subtraction sentence, and you'll see that on here. See how, oh, actually, it's not an addition and subtraction. It's just that we have blanks in different places. So first, you see how they have the 7 and 17, so you know it would go here. So let's do our parts. Parts equal the whole, okay? Our parts equal the whole. Let me push that up. All right, part together equals the whole. So our whole is 12, 10, 2. And if one of my parts is 2, what's my other part? Yeah, 10. So I fill in that 10. All right, now I'm going to show you a different number sentence. What if it said 12 equals blank plus 10? So I can use my number bond to figure it out. I see 12. 12 is here. That's my total. Equals, okay, whatever's on this side. So it has 10. It has one of my parts right there. What's my other part that would go next to it? What's that? 2. Yeah, so I fill it in. And then I want to read my sentence to make sure it makes sense. 12 is 10 plus 2. Is that true? Does 10 and 2 make 12? Yes, it does. Zoop. They equal. So your number sentence can go either way. The whole can be on this side, or the whole can be on this side. It doesn't matter. And that's something you want to show today with your sentences, that you know how the numbers relate to each other. That's the important part of what you're doing today with your 10 and numbers. So let's do this one together. So it says 17 is the whole, and now we want to show what the parts are. So what are the parts in 17? We want a 10, remember? And if 10 is one of our parts, what is the other part? So I already did that side. What's this side? Yeah, 7 ones. All right, I filled in my number bond. Now I got to use my number bond to fill out my sentences. All right, what plus 7 equals 17? What plus 7 equals 17? Okay, well, 17 is my whole, and here's 7, the part. So I need my other part here. So that must be 10. Over here, I have 17 as my whole, and then I have my 10 part over here. So 10 and what equals 17? Or 17 is what and 10? Yeah, 7. 10, 7 is 17. 10, 7 is 17. Let's do the same thing down here. Okay, 13 is made up of 3 and 10. Yes, good. All right. Ooh, tricky. There's 2 things missing, but I know I need to use these numbers. Okay. So I know after the equal sign, I need to put 13 on one side because that's my whole by itself, right? When you see the equal sign, kind of think of it as 2 sections, the parts and the whole. So I have 3. What's my other part? Yeah, 10 and 3 make 13. 13 equals 10 and 3. All right. So on your page, you're going to see a lot more of these problems, and they're written a little bit smaller. Let me show you. See? So then under each one, you only have one problem to fill out, but they're all kind of made a little differently. And even the last one, ooh, you get to do all the numbers yourself. And if you have extra time, if you want to, you can make up your own number sentences on the back using 10 and. And there's another page to practice. Now this one has both of the equations to practice. Okay? And then the last one is actually the one I would do first to kind of warm up. And what you're going to do is this is the whole. So if it was my number bond, I would think of the 12 here is the whole number, and then you have to choose the parts. So which of these make up 12? You have to choose 2. So here in the example, you see 5 is the whole, and they said, oh, if I put 2 and 3 together, I'd get 5. So they circled 2 and 3. So if I circle 6 and 2, 6 plus 2 more, 6 plus 2 more is how many? Well, that's only 8. I need to get to 12, so we can't be those ones. Let's see, 10 and, I know 12 is 10 and 2. So I need to circle 10 and 2. Those are my answers. Okay, 11 is made up of 10 and 8 or 10 and 1? Yeah, 10 and 1. Okay. And 14 is made up of 2 and 4? No. All right, I'm going to let you do the rest of those on your own. I think you got it. All right, that's our math lesson today. I hope you really, really feel good about your 10 and understanding of teen numbers when you're all done practicing this. Have a good rest of your week, friends.